morning, everyone. Welcome back to the little shop of hoarders and the PDX Picker channel. I am Chris. We have some more orders that sold from me on eBay. Not yet any on Poshmark, but maybe by the end of filming this video, I will, because I'm going to have to film this over 2 days. We've had a good couple of days. The orders have dried up a little bit in the past day or so, but we still have some really good items going out today. So let's go ahead and get started. First item that sold, continuing, this is the third time now I've sold a set of flower frogs. Third, maybe even fourth time. And I've had videos in the past where I talk about how surprised I am that these sell for what they do, but I've yet to figure out why. So does anybody know, are these things that people collect? Are these things that are just things that people use? What is it? So does anybody know? Because, I mean, I know people collect weird things, and maybe these aren't that weird to collect. But most of the time, people collect things that look cool. I don't know. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? So here is what sold. Right here, we got a set of these 4 flower frogs. This one's pretty, right? That one's a nice peachish, pinkish color. But these are kind of just utilitarian. Paid $8 for these. I don't remember where I got them. I don't even know why I would have spent $8 on them, but I guess it turned out good because they sold for $25 plus shipping. I guess the reason I spent $8 on them is because I know that flower frogs are good sellers. They don't always sell quick. I think this took several months to sell, and I had it listed quite a bit higher. I think $45, but somebody sent me an offer for $25, so I took it. But again, are these collectibles? Do people like to display them on their shelf? This is just, I don't know, it's a cool shape, I guess. This one's interesting to me because it looks like it's part of, I don't know, almost like a tool or something. It's got these different shapes on it. I don't know if any of that is coming in focused or not, but comment below. Are these collectibles, or are people just using them utilitarian-wise? That's the right phrase. To make their own, flower displays and things like that. I just spoken recently about how I was afraid that this shoe market was going down in terms of value, and then shortly thereafter this happens. So I think I'm mistaken, and I think it still has a good value. These are Keen men's hiking type shoes. Very good condition. I think these are the Targhee 2s. Targhee 3s. Targhee. Picked these up for $12.99, primarily because they were in really good condition. Just did a little minor cleanup on them, and those sold really quickly. $49.99 plus shipping. So I think it really just depends on the model for Keens. There are some really good ones like this. There are some not so great ones, which I have sold in the past as well. So I don't know. That's not new. I'm not giving you any new information there. Like usual, you probably want to comp the particular models. Some are just going to be better than others. We had a tornado warning here yesterday, which is extremely rare for the Pacific Northwest. We don't get very many tornadoes at all. Turned out to be just a warning. Nothing bad happened tornado-wise. We had just huge thunderstorms going through, ton of rain, ton of wind. A lot of people lost power. Not as bad as some of the storms we have around here. But let me tell you, it was interesting to get that tornado warning coming up on your phone and just not being familiar with it. I kind of like, what the heck do we do? I mean, it said on there, get inside and get into a central location away from windows. So, I mean, thankfully it guided us as to what to do, but it was still a surprise. I guess if nothing else, good practice for just in case something like that happens in the future. We don't get very many natural disasters at all up in the Pacific Northwest, except for maybe if you consider wildfires a natural disaster, which it is. I don't know why I said that. So we get wildfires, we get earthquakes. Not very often. Nothing I almost just said nothing earth-shattering. Wow, that's funny. Not like California, anyway. But We do get some high winds, we get ice storms, and flooding. Flooding is another big one around here. But compared to the rest of the country, our natural disasters are very minimal. No hurricanes, no regular tornadoes, no regular earthquakes, so we are quite lucky. We get some flooding and usually wildfires every summer. But anyway, tornado warning. That was interesting. Very excited about these selling. I didn't know how it would turn out, and it's turning out to be just a rock solid pickup. So in the video yesterday, I showed you that tongue saw radio and TV technicians like toolbox or their case that they would have carried around. I sold that. Well, inside that was all of these little devices and gadgets and things that I didn't know anything about. One of them was the TI-83 Plus calculator, which of course I do know about, and it was the only reason I bought the whole thing, which I paid $10 for the whole thing. But inside were some of these scientific devices, experimental devices. So the only thing I can think of to describe it. Vernier software. We got 2 thermocouples. This one here. These 2 boxes right here, and those sold to the same buyer for $30 plus shipping. Somehow the buyer only paid shipping on one item, but either way, that's fine. These won't be too heavy or hard to ship. But I probably, on that $10 buy, I'm now looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of probably $160 that I've sold so far, and I have, I don't know, maybe $50 more. So that was the gift that keeps on giving. Really happy, really fortunate. So sometimes it's okay to take a risk on things if there's not a lot of cost. The risk on that was low because it was only $10 buy-in, but I didn't know anything about it other than the calculator, so knew it was going to come out well no matter what, and it really has. Let's do a fact or crap. Here's a good one. Alice Cooper, known as the godfather of shock rock, babysat the actor Keanu Reeves when he was a child, when Keanu was a child. Did Alice Cooper babysit Keanu Reeves? Let's see, Keanu Reeves just turned 60, which is amazing to me. He's that old. So that, if he was babysat, that would have been, let's say, 55 years ago. Alice Cooper's probably 75. I'm really getting into this one, right? I'm going to say it's crap. Fact! Cooper, whose real name is Vincent Furnier, confirmed he babysat the future Matrix star during the 1970s. Well, there you go. Alice Cooper babysat Keanu Reeves. Here's kind of a relevant one to a certain extent, although I don't hear nearly as much about this as I did a few months ago. But in February 2024, 1 year ago, the Las Vegas Sphere, a venue designed for immersive performances, music events, and other gatherings, displayed a Microsoft Windows error message. So did the Las Vegas Sphere display a Windows error message 1 year ago? I'm going to say that's crap. Crap. A social media post with over 6 million views showing the error turned out to be fake. After all, Windows rarely gives an error message. Is that true? I don't think that's true. I just had a Windows error message yesterday on my work computer. Shut my whole computer down. That was fun. Thankfully, I believe I had saved everything I needed to, but sometimes I just hate when that happens. When you've made all sorts of updates to a document and then your computer shuts down and you lose it all. Woohoo! Terrible. One of the worst things that can happen. Well, we got a little bit of rain falling still. Supposedly we are on the verge of some 60-degree weather in a couple of, supposedly later this afternoon it's supposed to dry up, which hasn't happened yet. And then tomorrow and the next couple days it'll be in the 60s. So that will be nice because we are waterlogged. We've set rainfall records for this area, which is saying a lot, right? For the Pacific Northwest to set rainfall records. It rains. It's kind of, we're different up here. A lot of people think it just rains constantly, and it does rain a lot. But what happens is it rains for long stretches, like 6-7 months of the year. We get rain all, at least 4 times a week probably. But it doesn't necessarily rain a lot when it does rain. Like we don't get, 3 inches of rain in a day or something like that. Like I know some of the other areas of the country do. But we did get over 2 inches of rain on Saturday, well over an inch on Sunday, well over an inch Monday, so we're just getting very waterlogged, very soggy around here. These shoes sold. I bought these for $9.99 at Goodwill. Might have been $12.99. Let's just say $12.99. And these are Nike Blazer Lows. Cleaned up really nice. So again, these are a good model, the Blazer Lows, but you gotta, especially with white shoes, pay special attention to the condition. The only thing I had to worry about with these was I had a little bit of separation right there, but hardly any tread wear on the sole. These cleaned up pretty nicely. What I use to clean my shoes is I take a brush and use Dawn dish soap, and I scrub the soles with a hard brush, and then on this part I use a softer bristle brush. Same thing, just Dawn dish soap and water. Clean these all up. Stuff like this I will use a magic eraser on, because the dish soap doesn't always get it super clean. And even, I don't know if you can tell, but even the magic eraser didn't do a spectacular job on this. But from a 1 foot distance, they look almost pristine. So those sold for $40 plus shipping. Yesterday I had inadvertently pulled one of these routers because I thought it had sold, but in actuality it was a CenturyLink. Well, come to find out, one of these did sell. So it's one of these big AT&T Wi-Fi modems. Bought these for $8 or $10. I have 2 of them. It's the AT&T All-Fi hub, new in the package. So that's what it looks like in there. Kind of looks spaceshipy to me. That sold. Took a long time again because I had it listed pretty high. It ended up in I think it's in my 25% sale. So that sold for $67.96 plus shipping. The nice thing about this is just need to tape up the box and then slap a label on it, because it's got nice protective stuff on the inside for shipping. They only charge $9.95 for shipping. Not entirely certain why I did that, because it will certainly cost more than that. But either way, $10 into $67.96, and I have 1 more to go to sell. The windstorm was so much so this last night that again I lost my cover for this vent right there, so I got to get up there. Got to figure out a better long-term solution. I really thought I had wedged that in there quite well, but obviously I didn't. So, love to just not put in the vent to begin with, but I made a mistake. Put it in there. So, what I need to do is just get up there, scrape off the excess insulation that's on the spray foam insulation that's surrounding it. It's got some bumpy spray foam insulation around the edges, so I just need to kind of sand that down, make it flat. That should really allow that piece of flat foam insulation to just push in there, and I don't know, maybe I can screw it in or something. The little things you have to deal with when you have a nice... I mean, I'm not complaining that I have this wonderful shop for storing all of my inventory and just having all the operations based out of here. It is quite the blessing, but there's little maintenance pieces that you kind of never really think about that go along with it. This item sold. Again, a while ago I bought a big lot of new beauty products. This is called Nakery Skin Toning Body Butter. Paid too much for these. This is all profit now at this point, though. So let's put it this way: everything that I sell now is profit. Even though when you average it out, I didn't make too much money on this particular sale. But it's all profit. $15 free shipping on this. I think I have 2 more items left, so I'm almost completely sold out of everything. Just taking a little bit longer than I had anticipated, but that's okay. One more item for the day. Like I said, we might be adding more to this video, but if not, this will be the last item of the day. Just a small sale. It's kind of falls into that category that I was talking about yesterday of whatnot on eBay, trying to sell fashion quickly for maybe not top dollar, but just quick money. The only issue with this is it wasn't a quick sale by any means, but I bought a bunch of pairs of 7 for All Mankind women's jeans, including this pair here. Just paid $1 each on each of them. It originally had listed this for sale for, I think originally it was $8.95. These are not in supreme condition. They're definitely used, and I think just the cut on them is not. I don't know if they're, a 8-year-old style that's just not in style anymore or what, but it definitely falls into the category of selling it for a low price. So I sold that for $7 plus shipping on that one. So still made a profit. Just not a huge one. I'm still kind of living off of a time period. It was probably 15 years ago when 7 for All Mankind jeans were very, very popular and I think very expensive, at least to buy them new. I don't think that time period exists anymore. They might still be expensive, but they're not popular, near as I can tell. They're not popular for resale anyway, we'll just put it that way. But I'm still thinking, I'm still contemplating, brainstorming, trying to figure out ways to do this fast-selling whatnot on eBay notion where rather than try and get top dollar and have it sit in my inventory for 2 weeks to 6 months, let's try and sell these in a week or less. I'm working out strategies for that. Well, now that the rain is starting to cascade on here, let's end the video for today. Welcome to day 2 of this video. We've got 4 more orders that are going to be pulled. Got a new haircut, so now I'm super aerodynamic and I'm going to pull these orders really fast, so stick around. First item that sold, picked these up for $14.99. This is a Poshmark sale. And I was a little hesitant or leery as to exactly how quickly these would sell, but they sold in about 6 weeks. No, not even that long, about a month. Right here, got a pair of Danner boots. These are the Danner Light 2 model. Right here, they oftentimes will put the model on there. You can see it up at the top, Danner Light 2. These are Gore-Tex, size 13. They were in okay condition. I did clean them up, of course, and then I put on a leather conditioner as well to try and make them look or end up a little bit better. But anyway, those sold for $85 plus shipping on Poshmark. Paid $14.99 at my favorite thrift store. Just a reminder, for those of you that don't know about selling Danners, they don't actually come with insoles, which is really weird to me. I don't know. And then people don't seem to put insoles in them, which is very confusing. I don't know the why, or the rationale behind that, but if you're looking to buy Danners and you see that they don't have insoles, that's how they're supposed to come. 3 more items that all sold on eBay. This one was just a little quick throwaway item that this one was a film camera. I don't often look up film cameras if they're super cheap. Like this was $2. Came with an extra roll of film and a case. It's a Vivitar camera. It didn't sell for much, but I bought it for $2. It's the PZ7000. I'll show you what it looks like here. Right there's that gold camera. Threw a battery in there, tested it out, worked great. There's a roll of film in the camera currently, which is how I could test it. So that sold for $20, $19.99 plus shipping. Didn't take too long to sell, actually. About 3 weeks or so. Vivitar. I think in my mind I confuse Vivitar with Olympus, which don't know why. They look nothing alike in terms of the words. Olympus is usually a much better camera model than Vivitar, but 2 into 20 is not too bad. This next item, I was in this mode of buying auger bits. Vintage auger bits. I bought some at Goodwill. Overpaid for those. Those were Irwin auger bits, and then I saw these for sale. Ended up paying $2. Same place I bought the TI-83 and the thermocouples from earlier, or whatever it was that I sold from earlier, the Vernier software. So I paid $2 for these. These are actually unbranded. If I had looked a little bit closer, I might not have actually bought these, but I paid $2 for them. They did sell for $14.99 plus shipping, so it wasn't too bad. But preferably you want a brand on those, and Irwin is a pretty well-known brand of auger bits. Last item of the day. This was another real quick sale. These last 4 items were all a month or under. Maybe the auger bits were a little bit longer, but not too much. This is the Thompson Chain Reference Bible that I picked up at the flea market. Same place that I picked up all of the illustrations at. Paid $16 for this, which I know is paying up. So it's this Thompson Chain Reference Bible. It's from 1984. 1983 to be specific. But that sold super fast for $41.99 plus shipping, probably in less than a week. So again, it's not necessarily a study Bible, but sometimes if you see a Bible listed that, number one, looks nice. So this is, that fake leather binding, the nice gold edges on here. It's got the little ribbon bookmark down below. That's a sign that the Bible maker has put in a little bit of effort to make the Bible look attractive. So sometimes that, not all the time, sometimes that means that it's actually a relatively valuable Bible for resale purposes. So then on the side, if it says Study Bible, or if the title says Study Bible, that's usually an indicator that there's a potential for value. This one just saying Thompson Chain Reference Bible. Sometimes when I don't exactly know what that means. In this case, I'm sure there's some sort of specific way that they wrote the Bible that might make sense, or they organized it in a certain way to be a version of a study Bible. Like you can really go more in depth into the Bible than just your standard, normal, everyday reading one. So that is why that happens to be more valuable. I mean, sometimes you can pick up a Bible like this and it's worth $8.99 free shipping, which you're paying $6 to ship it. And then other times you pick up a Bible like this and it's worth $40 or $50. So there's no simple recipe for what makes one valuable and the other not. But just don't sleep on them. There's a reason why it is one of the, I think it's the best-selling book of all time, right? Well, take advantage of that when it comes to a resale standpoint. That's going to do it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Please like this video if you did, and subscribe to my channel to get some more content like this in the future. Consider joining the PDX Posse and helping to support this channel moving forward. Thank you to my member so far. Good luck with your reselling ventures out there. We'll catch you on the next video. Take care.